So my name is Christian Novacek. I work for EPIC Insurance Brokerages. My role is overseeing operations for national small business. It's one of our leading segments within the company, and we find there is a tremendous amount of need for digitization, business transformation in that business. Before Resource Pro, most of our business was done in very traditional legacy agency models. A lot of account managers working on policies, a lot of producer interactions, probably a lack of digital connectivity between platforms, and then a lot of more manual workloads. Before we met Resource Pro, we were pretty much traditional. Had acquired a lot of agencies that did insurance the old-fashioned way, at the local level. And so that posed a challenge when you started to kind of scale a company that had multiple acquisitions for small business. Some of the pain points that we run into are probably very similar to brokers that are our size. So we found challenges and had to figure out ways to be pretty inventive on how to solve service models, processing high volumes of transactions, having account managers deal with a lot of workload on their desk, and finding ways to still maintain good customer experience. We went ahead and made a switch to Resource Pro. It's been a great journey. They've been thought partners throughout the process, strategic advisors at times, just helping us guide, validating some of our theories about our service models and where we wanted to kind of move our journey into. And when they came on board, it's probably one of the best experiences I've been through, just dealing with vendors. Just because they're very thorough, they understand your business model as well as you do, if not better, which is refreshing. There's no gap of education learning with the vendor. A lot of the recommendations that they brought were really well thought out. Lots of use case behind them where they were able to say, look, we statistically do these tasks, transactions, service levels at scale. And it just became really impressive to work with them. And the integration from the time that we implement with them, getting a full service suite stood up on time and being able to cut things over to them with a level of trust has been really refreshing to deal with when it comes to finding a good partner. So we started with Resource Pro about 2 years ago. So our utilization ramps up over that 2-year period pretty aggressively. We knew going into it that some of the service suites that we were going to use Resource Pro for were cheaper to process, whether it was a transaction item or looking at a full service suite of things that we do with Resource Pro. We just couldn't compete. Our ability to employ the people to do those tasks at volume just couldn't compete with Resource Pro's ability to do it. Whether that's a combination of their offshore, onshore hybrid models, or some of their other services that they do in the background. We just knew, looking at some of our data and how much money we were spending on transactions, it just wasn't comparison for us. So it's a pretty easy decision. I would say on average, we probably look to save about 30% on our labor costs, just moving the volume of that work to a different unit. If you're in a position of leadership to reorganize or transform your organization, you have to find partners that are just doing pieces of the puzzle better than you, and not be afraid of that. Embrace it. I know sometimes people want to keep everything in-house. I think that's a big thing for companies to overcome, is can we build it cheaper? Could we do it better? And the problem is you don't have the speed to do it. And you may not even have the resources to build something like this. And so engaging Resource Pro, they approach everything as a consultative type of environment. So you truly feel like you have a strategic advisor involved. You truly feel that there's always a thought partnership involved. It's not so much the push of the product. It's more, can we provide you a solution that works for your goals and ours? And 9 times out of 10, the answer is yes. With that type of engagement, it's really easy to do business with Resource Pro. There's been so many wins that we've felt were good successes in our journey. And Resource Pro has played a big part in making sure we met those milestones on our way through a large organizational transformation initiative.